So I had 3 clients who all lost an incredible amount of weight joining the health optimization program. Hollis lost 8 pounds in 3 weeks, Michael lost 13 pounds in 3 weeks, and Joe lost 14 pounds within 4 weeks, within his first month. And all of these guys had different body types, different lifestyles, and of course we customize a program for them. That's what we do at Optimize Lives with our health optimization program, but I'm going to reveal to you the number one thing that each one of these guys had to do in order to see the amazing results that I just listed off there. So first thing, I'll use Hollis as an example first, who lost 8 pounds within his first 3 weeks. He is constantly traveling. He's going to be traveling throughout this entire summer. He's going to be in Germany for the next 4 weeks. So it's really, really important to ensure that you can follow your diet plan no matter where you go. And I see a lot of guys, whenever they go up against a menu or they have to order takeout or they are no longer in a comfortable position to eat, they just eat whatever because they feel like they have no substitution, no backup plan like they normally would with meal prep, and they kind of succumb to the temptation with their peers and just end up eating whatever there is on the menu, right? So that's why having a coach is nice, so you can customize things and you can get some additional accountability. But if you are doing this on your own, I would highly recommend to look for a main course that is a higher fat, higher protein food. If it's an animal food that's a little bit leaner, that's still better than nothing. And then get creative with the side orders. So let's say we're at a Mexican restaurant, my favorite example. We get a la carte al pastor, our main course. That's mainly meat. And then we get a bunch of side orders, guacamole, sour cream, grilled onions, etc., that all classify as fruits and vegetables that will help us get a good insulin response and are not going to put us in a position to store body fat if we are metabolically healthy already. In other words, if you're not looking to lose north of 50 pounds, then you can certainly get away with eating a whole lot in the way of sour cream, guacamole, grilled onions, etc., right? So that's exactly what we did with Hollis. So if he was going to a restaurant where he needed some additional options and needed to follow a plan like that, where he needed to adapt things a little bit, then we would give him 5 meal options for that restaurant. Higher fat, higher protein food as a main course, and then side orders. So that way, once he got to that restaurant, while he was traveling, it didn't matter. He had his own mini menu. He didn't have to worry about getting overwhelmed by the 20 or 30 other different foods that are absolute garbage on that particular menu, right? Is it going to be perfect every time? No, but you should absolutely strive for flexibility, especially if you are a busy guy that's always traveling and you know you're going to be traveling consistently. You have to make the decision to adapt or just go with the flow and eat whatever there is on the menu. So that was big for Hollis, and that's the first thing. Number 2 is with Joe. I'll use him as an example. He lost 14 pounds within his first month working with me, right? So what was really key for him is working around limitations and still getting his exercises in. So knowing that you guys are in your 40s or 50s, you most likely have a bad knee, a bad elbow, bad shoulder, or you are most likely dealing with some inflammation. I mean, all of us guys are, right? You know, you went through a tough time. You had a lot of stress that was on your body. You know, you played football or you had a really bad accident or whatever it is, right? You know, whenever we're younger, we certainly put ourselves in bad positions and make bad decisions with our body, and we can hurt ourselves, right? And if you end up dealing with an injury like that for a long period of time where it's constantly noticeable, where you have some bone-on-bone tension in your shoulder, bone-on-bone tension, some inflammation that you're dealing with your knee joint, you need to still find a way to work around that, right? So I'm a corrective exercise specialist through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. So when I was customizing Joe's plan, I made sure that, with him in his particular case, he previously tore his meniscus and he had a bad elbow as well, right? And a bad shoulder. And what we did is we ensured that there was no exercises that could possibly hinder his shoulder joint mobility, his knee joint mobility even more. And we, of course, want to make sure that there's no exercise in there that could possibly exacerbate the injury that was previously prevalent, right? Or is still somewhat prevalent. And that's what you guys have to do as well. So if you have, let's say, a pre-existing injury of, let's say you tore your meniscus in the past, use what's called a pain threshold. Still a rate per exertion, but you're using a pain score instead. So instead of rating the intensity on a scale of 1 to 10, you rate your pain/tension on a scale of 1 to 10. Let's say you do a goblet box squat and you notice that it's a 7 out of 10. And once again, the higher it is, that means the more painful it is. If it's at a 1 out of 10 or very, very low, that means there's little to no tension. Lower it is, little to no tension. The higher it is, the more tension you experience. So let's say it's really high in that example with the goblet box squat, right? Let's say, I think I said, 7 out of 10? Let's say it was like a 7 out of 10 pain score, right? You certainly need to either go down and wait and see if it decreases, or you need to just substitute it with something else. Because once again, the end goal is to target each and every muscle group each week so you can get a big boost in your metabolic rate so you can lose more weight and eat more of the foods that are giving you a good insulin response. And yes, eating more can help you lose more weight. If you eat more food, if you eat more fuel, you consume more, your metabolic rate will increase along with that, because now you have to metabolically adapt to the additional fuel that's coming in comparison to you being restricted of calories severely, and now your metabolism has to slow down because it has to metabolically adapt and there's less fuel coming in. So yes, eating more food is good for you, but I digress. From the get-go. And once you have those exercises, once you know this is what I should be doing to work around this limitation but still see results, then there's no excuse. You just need to go into the gym and just do that instead, right? So number 3 is Michael, right? So Michael, he lost 13 pounds within his first 3 weeks. And he actually had a background in nutrition. So he already had a whole lot of knowledge about what he should be including in his diet and what he should be excluding, but he just had a difficult time staying consistent with that and executing that, which is something a lot of us guys struggle with, right? Especially if we are working long hours and we have a family to provide for, and we're really busy with work and we just don't have the time to dedicate to our health, and we're just not motivated to go to the gym afterward. And that's exactly what he needed. He was that exact person, and he just needed some additional accountability from a coach that was going to push him a little bit to go to the gym after work, or just do what he knows he has to do, even though he doesn't want to do it anyway. And having a coach like in your corner, like it really, really is valuable, because you can have someone in the back end looking at what your meals look like and tell you if you should be taking something out just by logging your meals and taking a picture of it. If you skip a workout, boom, right there. Hey, what are you doing? Let's go ahead and knock that out. Sometimes you need that extra push if you are in a situation like what we just talked about, right? Man, your 40s or 50s. You're struggling to lose weight. You're struggling to lose your belly fat, but you are just so busy. And even though you know what you should do to lose weight, you still can't do it just because you can't execute, because you're not motivated and you don't have that accountability. So when you plug that in, like what Michael did, even though he already knew exactly what he should be doing the moment he had me come in and push him a little bit more, he's lost a lot of weight. He's only going to continue to lose more. So a lot of guys, they'll have an ego and they don't want to have somebody else tell them what to do, or have somebody else, quote unquote, push them or hold them accountable. But if you've been struggling for months, years, or even longer, and you still, once again, know exactly what you should do to lose weight, but you don't do it, then looking for some source of accountability, even if it's not a coach, is definitely going to be really, really valuable for you to lose that weight. Because if you have been trying to lose weight without a coach or without any other extra additional accountability, then it's going to be really difficult for you to see those results doing it 100% alone when you haven't been able to see it, right? So that's what I would highly recommend. That's why investing in yourself is already going to give you that kickstart accountability to lose those first 10 to 20 pounds, to lose that first 5 to 10 pounds of belly fat, or whatever it is that you want to lose that you're plateaued at the moment. That's going to be very, very helpful. And that was helpful, of course, for Michael. So just to do an overview on everything that we were able to do for all 3 of these guys and the 3 main tips. So for Hollis, flexibility to stay consistent with the diet that he needs to stick to, even if he's in Germany, Italy, or if he's traveling anywhere else, right? Then number two, if you have some sort of limitation, joint issues, knee issues, shoulder issues, etc., find the exercises that are going to work for you so you can still lose weight consistently, still target each muscle group each week, and get the benefits that would come from a good workout program while still not putting yourself in a position to hurt yourself, right? And exacerbate those pre-existing injuries. And that's exactly what Joe did, 14 pounds within his first month. Michael knows exactly what he should be doing to lose the weight, just needs some additional accountability. Once that's plugged in, boom, you're ready to go. And if that is you, it's okay. Even if you're not 100% ready to go with a coach just yet, that's totally fine. But you got to find something. If you can't find any way to tap into your own intrinsic motivation to fuel you to go to the gym, then that would be the signal to hire somebody at that point. And if that's you and you're ready to do that, then you're more than welcome to click the first link in the top of the video description to speak with me directly to see if I can help you lose weight consistently month after month and get a flat stomach that you can see in the mirror every single day. But other than that, that is it for this video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see y'all in the next one.